my plan strategically, I can get it right. I'm gonna go where the winners go. 'Cause selling ain't an option, no, it ain't in my blood.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Mondays Beyond the Mic. I am your host, Dr. Elaine, and this is the place where we have real conversations so men and women can learn and grow together. We like to say thank you to our viewers and welcome to our new viewers. We ask that you hit that like button just like that. We ask that you subscribe and send to a friend so they can watch the show as well. I say we love super chats around here, so please give us a super chat and you can also hype us up as well. For all of these gestures will help move this show further into these YouTube streets. So again, if you're coming in, please hit that like button for us, that thumbs up button. We have a disclaimer. Our show is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and we have house rules. We only have one, and guess what it is? Respect, RESPECT. Find out what it means to me. It means if you're not respectful, you will be removed from the show or from the platform or the chat. So we ask that you be respectful, and we thank you in advance. So at this time, I'd like to welcome my co-host, Lady Dawn B, in the place to be. How are you?
Well, it's been a long Monday, but you know what? As always, it's one more day closer to Friday, so I'm all right. I'm all right. I made it. I made it. How about you? How are you doing today?
I am doing well. It was a good last week. I had some good things happening. A shout out to the women of SSEU Union 371, as I had the opportunity to speak for their women's panel. So excited
Nice.
about that, and had the opportunity this weekend to go to a Global Sisters Collective with Dee, who has joined our show or has been a get in the chat. Wonderful, wonderful events this weekend. And I had the opportunity to go to my high school best friend's birthday party. So she
Okay.
hit the stop. She hit the speed limit. Uh, so we had a great time. So
That's amazing.
yeah, let's see who's talking to us in the chat. Hey, Anae. Anae said, hey at Bravo with Sheila Network. She said, hello, Dr. Elaine. Hey. And she said, hey, Lady Dawn B. She's giving out kisses today. And
Yes.
hey, Lee was with me on Thursday. So good evening, Lee. She said, good evening, everyone. And all the way from Hawaii is Reginald. He says, aloha to our beautiful host. Hope and pray you all are well. I just finished out. I figured that's what he wanted to say.
All
So
right.
we're seeing double. And Gail, hey, one of the Lockley sisters, Gail said, good evening, ladies. Glad to be here tonight. We are so glad that you joined us. And make sure you hit that like button as you're coming in. And of course, there's the other Lockley sister. She said, hello, hello, ladies. I love the Lockley sisters.
Me too.
So while people are coming in and hitting that like button, as we know, March is Women History Month, and we are celebrating and honoring the women that has been doing their thing. They have been doing their thing. And with that being said, we ask, Lady Dawn, who are we going to salute this Monday? So wait, before that, Anae said, everyone, once the live ends, come back to the stream and swipe left from the comment section and the hype. You see that symbol? Hype the video. Remember, you only have 7 days to hype the video after the stream. So we're going to learn how to hype today. You know, they say you're going to learn today. We're going to hype today. Okay?
That
And
sounds
we have one more comment. Oh, my big sister, all the way from Florida, she said, "Good evening, my sisters. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. And make sure you hit that like button." Hey, Reverend Janelle, she said, "Good evening, everyone. Just want to say, Pastor Janelle had her 10th anniversary, and we were there to celebrate, and it was
congratulations.
lovely, lovely, lovely. And she almost brought me to tears, but we're not going to talk about that. But know that I love you. All right. So, who are we honoring today?
Well, on this marvelous Monday for Women's History Month, we are honoring Gladys May Brown West. She was born in 1930 and lived till 2026 and was an American mathematician whose pioneering work in satellite geodesy laid the mathematical foundation for the Global Positioning System, GPS. Her contributions, largely unrecognized for decades, became essential to modern navigation, mapping, and countless technologies we rely on today. Well, thank you, Miss Gladys. Born October 27th, 1930, in Sutherland, Virginia, she earned a BS and MS in mathematics from Virginia State University, Master of Public Administration from the University of Oklahoma, and PhD from Virginia Tech later in life. She worked at the U.S. Naval Proving Ground. West joined the Naval Proving Ground in 1956, becoming one of the few Black women mathematicians employed there. She had some key achievements. She was specialized in mathematical modeling of Earth shape known as the geode. She developed satellite geodesy models that became that became core components, of the GPS system. Her calculations improved the accuracy of satellite data, enabling precise global navigation. Thank you for helping us find our way. Despite the significance of her work, she remained largely unknown to the public until 2010-ish. She was inducted into the U.S. Air Force Hall of Fame in 2018 for her groundbreaking contributions. She received the Webby Lifetime Achievement Award for her role in developing satellite geodesy models and is celebrated as a hidden figure whose work quietly reshaped the modern world. Gladys West passed away on January 17th, 2026, at age 95. My goodness. Her legacy endures in every GPS enabled device, from smartphones to aircraft navigation systems, making her one of the most influential mathematicians of the 20th century. So, to Miss Gladys May Brown, we salute you. Back to you.
And I love that because I think about those situations where you have like the husband and wife or the couple in the car, and the man's trying to, like, I know where I'm going. So it was a Black woman who was the
Help you
core.
find your way.
Yes. So every time, yeah. So we need to make our GPS sound like a woman at all times, because Gladys West is the reason that we can navigate where we have to go without getting lost. Sometimes we still get lost in the GPS, but at least it'll reroute us. Okay.
Gladys, speak.
So tonight, I am so excited. Whenever he says, she says happen, we never know what's going to happen on this show. But tonight, we are diving into the topic scrolling for trouble, the new modern triangle that's messing up more relationships than anything else: social media, cell phones, and the people using them. Let's be honest. The phone in your hand has become the third wheel in a lot of relationships. It's the new diary, the new nightlife, the new flirting zone, the new secret keeper, and social media. That's a whole other world where likes feel like validation, DMs feel like temptation, and attention feels like affection. We're talking about the blurred lines, that late night scrolling, the accidental likes, the disappearing messages, the emotional connections that start with a simple emoji, and the trouble people stroll into without ever leaving the couch. So we're going to talk about this strolling for trouble. And we have some guests, and they're not strangers. So we're going to bring our guests up tonight. Welcome. Welcome to the show. And our next guest, oh, he's not a stranger. Mr. Mike is in the building. All right. And we have Trey, the songwriter. We love it. Hey, Trey. And we have Dr. Shayna in the building. How are you, Dr. Shayna? Welcome. Oh, please. Okay. So tonight, and we were supposed to have some other gentlemen, but for whatever reason, Mr. Mike, they backed out. But I said Mike can hold it down by himself. And if there's a gentleman that's in the chat that's willing, that's daring to come on the panel, we can drop the link for you and you can join the show. Okay? So, Lady Dawn B, take it away.
Well, this should be very interesting. He say, she say is always amazing. So to kick it off and start this conversation, let's see. The first question of the night is it normal or is it suspicious to keep your phone face down all the time? I'm going to read it again. Is it normal or is it a little suspicious to keep your phone face down all the time? So this question is to the entire panel and to our viewers. So make sure, y'all, is it normal or do you find that suspicious? We're going to start, I guess, we'll go around. Start with Crystal and then Mike and then Trey, Dr. Shane, and then Dr. E.
I would say it depends on the situation. It depends on, pretty much the situation. I would not have it at a dinner table. Definitely not out at an event if I'm being more social. So again, I would just say it depends on the event.
Okay. All right. Answer number one. Come on, Mike. What say you for the minute?
I usually keep my phone down.
Okay, so it's normal for you then.
Yeah, it's pretty normal. I'm not hiding anything. It's just that, I don't want the drink to fall on my phone and crack the screen or anything,
Got you. That makes sense. Okay. Let it fall on the back and roll off instead of the front.
Right.
Got you. I like it. Okay. Trey, come on, sis.
It's suspicious. Plain and simple. I don't care where you at, unless you have a business meeting and you don't want, your colleagues to see your conversation, your private conversations. But if we're talking about people in relationships, it's very suspicious. You should never have to put your phone down if you have nothing to hide. And even if you're out on a date, I don't have to put my phone down. I'm for me in this season of my life, I'm transparent and open. Like I said, unless it's business, you don't want no meme to pop up from your girls. So you put your phone down, like Miss Crystal said, in certain environments. Like you don't want something to pop up on your desk while you at work or whatever. But if we're talking about in relationships, which I think we're talking about tonight, because this is he said, she said, if you ever have to turn your phone down, whether it is on a date, whether it is with your spouse or somebody, then it's suspicious. Sometimes we turn it down by habit, but Lady Dawn B said all the time. That's a problem. If I'm with a man and he got to turn his phone down all the time, I'm like, Mike, I'm looking at him. He's trying to prevent me from seeing that's texting him. Cause what? If it's your kids, you ain't got nothing going on, and we're honest with each other, and we're saying we date other people. If it's not that serious, nobody cares. But if you come to a table with me and you're on a date with me,
Okay.
you gotta turn your phone down. I'm like, that's a
What
little
if
suspicious.
what if
And
it's in my pocket? What if I leave it in my pocket?
then leave it in your pocket.
Okay.
I don't
So
know what's in your
that's
pocket.
better than putting it on the table and turning it down.
Yeah, I don't know what's in your pocket. Maybe you forgot to take it out.
Oh
your
well,
pocket.
who
Out of
doesn't
sight,
carry
out
a
of
cell
mind.
phone nowadays? Who does not have a cell phone nowadays?
Maybe you just forgot to take it out your pocket. But if you intentionally turn it down,
So
you
if
suspect.
I put my phone on the table intentionally upright, what is that saying versus me intentionally putting it on my table on the table
Upright, you
face
saying I
down?
have nothing to hide.
Oh,
Turning it
if
down
I put
all the
my
Oh,
time.
we are
phone
getting
if I put my phone on the table, I obviously have nothing to hide.
That's a lie.
Well, first of all, first, if I put my
hold
phone
on
face,
before we get
if I
because y'all already digging in.
Right.
Like I said, it's suspicious if you have to put it turned down all.
that depends on the lens, you know. I
I'm
mean,
seeing Mike
are
and
you a
we on a regular
suspicious
basis
person?
seeing each other, and every time I see him, his phone is turned down. He's
No,
suspect.
I'm not saying it's turned down every time, but I
Lady Dawn B
unconsciously
said.
always face my phone down when I put it on the table.
Lady
And then,
Dawn B.
if
Wait,
I'm
wait.
getting,
Lady Dawn B, can you
Well,
repeat the
I'm going to
question?
jump in. I'm going to jump in.
Can Lady Dawn B repeat the question?
And this is talking about relationships. So it did say if the person is it disrespectful. I'm sorry, what was the question? It was, is it normal or
Is it
suspicious?
normal or suspicious to keep your phone face down all the time?
I
All
don't
the
Right.
think it's
time.
I
either.
think all the time. So I want to give Dr. Shayna
Okay.
an opportunity to answer.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm in agreement with Crystal with respect to like when we're out eating, the dinner tables, phones are off limits at the dinner table. Even with my children, I tell them put it on the ledge because that's the time that we should be communicating and talking with one another, not checking the phone. The phone should not be dirty. Phone should not be on the dinner table or where we eat. That's number one. The all the time is a little sus, like you turn your phone over all the time. That is a little suspect, right? So the all the time, Lady Dawn, is like Trey said, that has me too. Every once in a while, understandable. But if you constantly turning your phone over, that would look a little awkward. However,
I
there is a
agree.
time and a place. There's a
I
time and a
do.
place for everything. And having a phone at the dinner table or when we're communicating, if my partner and I are communicating, I don't want to see the phone because I'm talking to you. I need your full attention. So there we go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, I'm in agreement
That's
with
it.
Crystal and Dr. Shane. Yes,
Of
sometimes
course
I
you
can
are.
understand, but not all the time. So it's
Right.
the all.
When I say I unconsciously put my phone face down, I don't leave it face down all the time because there are sometimes I will get a call and I will face it up, look at it to see if it's my daughter. If it's not my daughter, I will turn it back down. So it's not like the phone is not going to ring. I'm not going to get any text messages. I consciously just put it down because of the screen. Okay. It's not that I don't want you to see who's calling me. I could care less who calls me. But I just unconsciously put it down. I don't think that's out of suspicion. I'm putting it on the table so you can see, you can hear, you can feel if the phone vibrates and someone calls me. I do have to check that phone and make sure that my daughter's okay. But I unconsciously put it down all the time. I don't think that's suspicious at all. If you think it's suspicious, then that's what you see from your lens and your experience. But I have nothing to hide if I'm putting my phone on the table.
I think this is really great. And I'm going to tell you why, because ladies, now we're hearing it from a man's perspective and what his thoughts are. So there's not a, Mike, you're wrong, or, Trey, or ladies, you're wrong. It's hearing the he said part and what she says. So although we may be at the same dinner table, our lens, to Mike's point, may look different because he's thinking, hey, it's on the table. You can see it's there if it vibrates. And we're thinking, put the phone away altogether. So I do think that this is a really good conversation to be able to hear both sides. Lady
Right.
Dawn?
I'm sorry.
I'd have to say this is going to be real unusual. So don't y'all mark this in history. I actually have to agree with Mike. Y'all mark this day. Look at that. We just might make it after all. To me, it's normal. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered because I do it. And for me, I will turn and put my phone down, not because I don't want you. Like you can definitely pick it up, answer it, whatever you want to do, have at it. You want the code. But for me, I will put it face down because I want my attention. I don't want to be distracted by my attention. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't want to be distracted from you. You know, I'm here to be in your presence and enjoy your company. But out of habit, I have it in my hand. I put it down on the table because at this point in life, if I put it anywhere else, I will forget it. But, you know, whether it's face down or face up, you know, but I will put it face down because I don't want to be disturbed. I don't want to see who's calling to bother me because then I'm going to have an attitude and I don't want to ruin our evening. And that's with male, females, family, friends, all of that. So I don't think for me, it's not suspicious, even if you do it all the time. I just think it's your habit. Because you're going to do what you're going to do regardless. So that's my take. But they're chatting in the chat, Dr. E.
Yes, let's see what they have to say.
Okay, I'm going to work from the bottom up.
So Justice said, I feel that a phone face down by itself is not automatically suspicious. Sometimes it's done out of habit or to avoid distraction. It depends on the situation or the behavior. Okay. Anae says, I think if Mike's habit is turning down the phone all the time, I would expect his routine to stay the same. Okay. Lee says, we are in an age of excellent cases and screen phone protectors to prevent breakage, water damage, and things of that sort. And Janelle says, if it's all the time, it's suspicious. And Lee says the key in how you are policing your phone. How are you interacting with the phone? Body language, how you react when it rings, etc. Okay. All right. And FB Young 9 says, I don't think there's anything wrong with putting your phone down. Sometimes you just don't want any distractions. You are choosing to be in the moment and not pay attention to your notifications. Okay, thank you. And the juggling mommy says, Mike, you in suspect zone, sir. Laugh out loud. And Unique Zayez, I hope I said that right, says, Miss Crystal looking beautiful as always.
Hey.
Okay, we got a Crystal fan. And Justice says, hello all. So we do ask while you're writing these comments, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button for us. Anae says, I don't typically turn mine down. If I start being courted and I switch up my routine, he may be concerned. Okay.
Well, he should be. Okay.
All right. And Lee says, I agree. There is no need to put your phone face down in a relationship. For example, when you are home with your spouse or your significant other. Mm-hmm. And the juggling mommy says, I turned my phone down as a teenager when I was sneaking doing things. As a married woman, hubby knows my password. All right.
I agree with that. We're talking about
see that for juggling, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just talking about you on a casual. It could be a date. It could be just out with friends. It doesn't matter. I usually put my phone on the table because I don't like it in my pocket and put it face down, unconsciously putting it face down. You know, it's not that I'm hiding anything. So I feel like, you know, if you think I'm hiding something, that's from your own experience of somebody hiding things from you. I'm not hiding anything. I resent being attacked.
Okay.
And it wasn't even me this time.
And I don't have a screensaver.
You're not being attacked.
I don't have a screensaver. I don't have a water resistant case. All right.
Well, you should in 2026.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't have any
get you for Christmas, Mike.
I don't have any cracks in my
Okay,
screen either.
So Reginald says, I place my phone face down. He says, I don't place my phone face down. So there's a brother in the chat saying he doesn't do that. He keeps his phone face up.
Is he married?
You got to
What
ask
that got to
him.
do with it?
Reggie, are you married?
Oh, Lord.
Answer in the
They
chat.
chatting in the chat today.
Juggling Mom says, I'm curious how you develop that habit.
Boom.
It's giving trust issues. Laugh out loud.
Boom.
Okay. All right.
Well, it sounds like you're the one with the trust issues because you don't trust the face down phone.
Okay. And we're only on question number 1.
But answer the
Right.
question. How did you develop that habit?
Pardon?
Answer the question. How did
They
you develop
chatting in the
that
chat.
habit
How did I develop the habit?
of putting your phone face down instead of face up?
Because I dropped something on my phone one day and the screen cracked.
And that wouldn't make you get a protective cover rather than turn your phone over?
No, I don't like thickness on my screen.
Okay.
I like to be able to touch it once and it responds. And with the screensaver, it's less likely to respond
Nope.
depending on the touch.
No, that's not true.
Back
Okay.
to you, Dr. E.
Well, recommend that screensaver for me and I'll put it on my screen and I'll face it up from now on.
Okay. Well, hold
We
on.
ain't gonna get
So, wait, hold on. So Reginald said, no, he's not married. FB Young Nine says, exactly, Lady Dawn. It's mostly about avoiding the distractions and staying in the moment. We can easily get distracted with our phones. We typically always have our phones in our hand. Okay. All right. And Justice says, I sometimes turn my phone face down at work. Oh, hey, D. And Willie Parker 120 says, it's less about the phone face down and the Apple Watch text that's connected to the phone is more suspicious. So when you're doing that, read it on your arm. That's another, that's scrolling. And Paris said, hey, Paris, she said, good evening, all.
Hey, Paris.
And the Juggling Mommy says, you can put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Sleep mode blocks all notifications.
Girl, my phone would stay like that forever. I forgot.
And Greg says, phone down, no issue. Taking it in the shower, no bueno. You're like, I gotta take this phone with me. I don't know if you ever seen the meme. The man gets out, he's supposed to be in the hospital, and then they say he left his phone and he's walking with the hospital gown to go get his phone because there's some stuff on there you don't want your significant other to see. All right, that was question number 1.
Wow.
Back
Let's
to you,
go
Dr.
down.
E.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it from there. So here's a question. So we're talking about in relationships. Is it inappropriate to follow your ex on social media? Oh, the room just got quiet. It was like a hush over Jerusalem.
I think it's inappropriate. If it's over, it's over. I mean, what are you following each other for? That's
Wait,
my
in session or out of session of the relationship?
I think it's inappropriate.
Your ex.
It's your ex.
Your ex. You said
Your
ex.
ex. Is it
Oh, okay.
inappropriate to follow your ex on social media?
You know,
Absolutely,
that's
'cause what
funny.
are you
That's a
looking
funny
for?
question. That's a funny question. Can I answer that?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's see what he said.
So first of all, I don't like to follow when I'm in a relationship, nor do I want to be followed when I'm in a relationship. So you might say that's suspicious. I can see you right now, Trey. getting uneasy in your seat. Well, look, here's my rationale for that. I have an open page. I've always had an open page. So I never have anything to hide. I always let people know that I have an open page. Okay. If you want to follow me, that is great. Okay. I, for one, I'm not in a rush to follow anybody. Okay. I kind of use like Instagram and Facebook as a tool to keep in touch with friends that I haven't seen in a while, to make sure they're good, and to view some of the things that they post on there, because my algorithm is that it's educational. It educates on finance. It educates on Black history. It educates on a lot of things, cars, bikes, things that I'm into. Okay, so that's how I use social media. I've had instances where I may have liked a picture of someone. It might have been a female. It might have been a very attractive female. And then I've had a person that I might have been dating get in touch with that female. So it just brings about a lot of problems.
So you don't like pictures anymore if you're in a relationship? Is that what you're saying?
I don't like pictures anymore. Traumatizing.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mike. I'm going to jump around. Dr. Shana.
So I wouldn't say social media ruins relationships, but it definitely can complicate them. The challenge is that social media only shows pieces of a story, right? Without context, people can start to create their own narratives. So the real issue isn't social media itself. The real issue is how people manage trust. So these questions really go in a line with trust, right? Communication, boundaries within their relationships, and having open dialogue about those things is so important. One of the things one of the panelist guests said, I don't remember who it was, but they said something about having, or was it one of the persons in the chat, having access to their partner's phone. So if we're talking about a partner, if it's a trust issue, having conversations around it, possibly having access to their password to see, oh, well, who, or looking over, well, what you doing? You know, and if a person's body language, I heard someone else talk about body language, if their body language is not on the up and up, but you know, we have this intuition, you know, then that can be problematic. So liking someone's picture, I mean, I don't think that's a problem, but I think the question was more or less around following a friend or an ex. Was that the question?
Following an ex on social media, is it inappropriate?
So I'm like, I agree with Mike with respect to having open social media in the business that I'm in. I don't have a private social media. Mine is open also, where I don't necessarily need to have somebody privately follow me because it's open, it's public. Now, if you DMing me, that's something different. So again, it all goes back to trust. I think trust is key, right? And having those conversations and people respecting one another's boundaries and trust, and just being upfront with, hey, I do have trust issues, or I have concerns with this, because maybe not everybody may care about it. So it really depends.
Okay, thank you. Crystal.
Well, I'll speak for myself. For one, I do not follow any of my past situations. There's no need to. It's closed, it's closure. I'm not trying to rekindle anything, even though they have tried. Some have tried. It's no value for me. I have moved on. I learned from that situation. I wish them the best. There's no communication. What do we have to talk about? Absolutely nothing. It was a season in my life we, had fun and enjoyed ourselves in a relationship. But at this point, no, I'm not following. There's no need. I don't want to see what they're doing. It's nothing half of the time anyway. So what do I need to see? They ain't doing anything. They're not doing anything better. So I don't need to know. I'm good.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Can I just say I block my exes?
Oh, okay.
Seriously, because why would I want to see them move on with somebody else? And why would I want them in my business? Because
Yeah.
we're not together anymore. So I don't want to see anything that they're doing. And I have exes who I am still associated with family members because I was married once. So I still am friends on social media with his sisters and a couple of friends from one of my exes, a couple of the wives, we got close. But there's a limit to what I post that they can even see. Because, and it depends too on the severity of what the breakup was. Because sometimes you can't get closure. And this is for people who had a horrible breakup. You can't get closure if you're still friends, not only with the ex, but people who trigger you. So it depends on the situation, but I block my ex. I block my exes because I don't feel a need, like Crystal said, to see. I don't want to see what they're doing because, like, I really don't care. Like, why would I want to see what my ex is doing, and why would he want to see what I'm doing? And again, Miss Crystal said this: they will spin the block when their situation
Every
changes.
time.
If I'm sure Miss Crystal is a good woman. And two things gonna happen when a man lets go of a good woman. He gonna miss her, he gonna regret it, and he gonna circle the block when he get the opportunity. So that's just my take on it. So I just block because the past is the past.
Okay.
And I don't. And another thing too is I don't want their new woman, because I do a lot, and my page is totally open, Miss. I mean, Dr. Elaine, you know that because of what I do. My page is totally. I've had. Before I blocked my ex, I've had women DM me. Like, why is you on my page? Like, what are you doing? So
Why were they DMing you?
To ask me questions when they broke up with him.
Okay.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about when I'm doing, because I'm a relationship coach.
Right.
So now I know what you're talking about him. It was never me. And I was like, I called my ex and told him, tell your ex or whatever's going on over there. This is why I'll be blocking some folks. Tell your ex, I'm not interested in kumbaya with her or comparing notes. I'm over 50. And I ain't trying to compare notes to nobody exes. So that's why I blocked them. So maybe the next person there won't be feeling some kind of way about my fabulousness. Because there's a lot to me, Miss Crystal. You know what I'm saying? Boom.
All right. I love it. So look, Mike, you got a little reinforcement. We got John. Hey, John. John decided to pop up on us, and I'm loving it. So, John, just to acclimate you to the question, is it inappropriate to follow your ex on social media?
Where the bathrooms at? No, I'm joking. It depends on the relationship. I don't know. I guess.
Okay.
No. You know what? It depends. It depends on the situation. It depends. If you had a toxic relationship with an ex, why would you follow him or her on social media? If your significant other has an issue with it, then why would you do that? So, is it inappropriate? I would have to say yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
It depends on the relationship also, like you said. So, I mean, I have some ex-girlfriends that we follow each other because our people, women that I've seen in the past, we follow each other because we were genuinely friends and we still are genuinely friends. But for me, I don't tend if I do follow you, I tend to unfollow you when I do part as a friend and as or in a relationship that was not based on friendship. So I just tend to part and unfollow because I'm not interested in what you're doing and I don't want you to be interested in what I'm doing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just sitting here thinking I don't follow any of my exes on social media. I don't. I don't think I do. And, as you can see, if I do, I'm not aware of it. So because I don't care.
Right. Don't care.
Wait, they are talking in the chat. And Lady Dawn, you can take the next questions from here, but let's get to the chat and make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button, that like button, if you like what you're hearing on Mondays Beyond the Mic. So they're talking.
I don't know. I'm a little nervous. I'm scared. I don't know what's happening tonight. I feel like it's Thursday.
So Paris says, y'all have situationships. I'm not that complicated. You can stay on my page. I don't care. Okay. And Joanne Harper, she says, my ex-husband and I follow each other, but we are friends and co-parent. Hi, Crystal. All right.
Okay.
And the juggling mommy says, I've been clear about being just friends with an ex, but their heart and mind kept hoping it would turn into more. I had to block to protect me and them from false hope. Okay.
All right. Very good.
And Lee says, that's inappropriate and giving the wrong message. You may not have an agenda, but your ex may. Okay. And Reginald said, my social media is open even after the relationship because we were friends first. Okay. I tell you, tonight is popping. So D, hey D, she says, it is inappropriate and can get messy. It is a connection that's over. Have to ask, why is it necessary to stay connected? There's a question. Inquiring minds want to know. And Jacqueline Leonard, hey, Auntie Jackie, she said, late arrival, good evening all, and I ditto at Paris. Okay. And my big sister says, Maple Spears, she says, I think it's okay if you have small kids together. Okay, that's a different twist to it. Because maybe you got a picture of little Johnny and they want to snatch it from your page. I don't know. But okay, well, I'm glad I don't have any little Johnnies. So,
Not little Johnny.
or little children. Oh, okay. So, Lady Dawn, you want to take it away?
Yeah. And I would just add on to it. Like for me, I feel like at this big old age, I don't care. Listen, you can stay as long as you like. Stay, watch, listen, write a novel, like it all. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I would think that if my significant other had a problem with it, though, I would definitely remove them. Like it's not, it's not a big deal to me. Like let them stay, whatever. Watch, you might learn something. Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, the next question to the panel and to the chat, because y'all are chatting tonight for real. Should you tell your partner when someone slides into your DMs? This is a loaded question, I think, coming right off of the question that we just asked.
I would honestly, now I'm going to jump in and answer. I would say yes. If I'm in a relationship, then I would tell. I would be like, hey, let me tell you. Yes, I would tell.
I'm with you. Let's see, Dr. Shana, you've been quiet. What say you?
So, and this is a great question that I've had with a couple of girlfriends offline. I would say, I would say no initially, because then we'd be having conversations all the time, right? So I believe that it should be addressed and handled. Now, if the person continues to come back and continues again after they're shut down, like, I'm in a relationship, I'd appreciate if you respect that. I'm not interested. Then if they come back with some nonsense and interfering with my peace, then yes. But initially, no. I don't believe that is something that needs to be shared with a partner unless it is ongoing and it continues after the fact of trying to shut it down, and they continue to persist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
That was a very intelligent
Come on,
answer. I like that.
What say you, Mike? I felt your spirit.
I said that was a very intelligent answer, Dr. Shana. I like that. I concur. If someone was to come into my DM, I don't like to use the word slide, but if someone was to enter into my DM and proposition me one way or another, I would not go tell my significant other. That's something I need to handle. Okay. And vice versa. If someone was to slide, I'm using the word now, you can slide into a woman's DM, but enter into a woman's DM, I would expect you to handle that. You don't have to come tell me anything. Just handle it. I'm done.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I'll say, Crystal.
I'll say it depends on the solicitation. What are they reaching out to me for? If it's, just catching up, fine. If it's something else, then I may share. Outside of that, typically, no, I wouldn't share.
All right.
What is your significant other going to do if you shared that this person, this male was in your DM for inappropriate reasons? What is he going to actually do?
Well,
all you're going to do is raise suspicion.
Yes. I'm going to say, because I said yes to that question, it's a matter of conversation and communication, not about you doing something. It's about being transparent in the relationship.
Right, but then it just raises suspicion. Well, how many other people, are sliding in your DMs, and it just, I think it's just unnecessary conversation unless you being stalked or unless you are being threatened.
Oh Lord.
Again, it depends on the solicitation.
Well, what say you, John?
Right.
What about John? John, what do you say?
Yes, full disclosure.
Okay.
Listen to BJ's because I need to get some water. So I'm taking y'all with me.
All right, we show is on the road, y'all. We
Y'all
going
cool with
that?
All right, Trey.
I can't hear. How come I can't hear you guys?
I don't think it's necessary because I get a lot of inappropriate DMs. I mean, I would explain that from the beginning based on, the situation that I'm in. I talk about things, sometimes I'm dressed up. I get, hey, are you single? Like it would be just too much. And like Dr. Shana said, yeah, I just handle it and I just block people. That's my thing. Like if he even says something inappropriate, a person says something inappropriate when I say Facebook is not a dating site for me. Like I'll tell people I'm not here to date. I'll do a lot of business on here. And I'll tell people too, I've said this, if you can't say it on my wall, don't say it to me at all. There's nothing that nobody needs to say to me privately on Facebook. So I don't think it's necessary to just, because who can control a person who's attracted to you? Because we live in a world where people are looking for significant others and people are going to shoot their shot. And like Mike said, it's up to us to handle that in an appropriate way. And then if the person is still inappropriate, I mean, if you're having a casual conversation, like you said, Dr. Elaine, if I'm talking to somebody and it comes up, I'm like, yeah, dudes be sliding in my DM sometimes, but I handle if we having a casual conversation, but I'm not going to come every time some man come and say, hey, Trey, you look beautiful. Are you single? I like to take you on a date. I don't even think a man will want to be burdened with that. Like, that's almost like, oh, you just bragging that all these dudes is in your DM. So like I said, I handle people in my DMs appropriately. Like, hey, I'm not on social media to date. Like if I wanted to date, I would be on, what is it? Will you slide, Bumble, or you would be there with me looking at my profile. But I'm not on Facebook for that. And I mean, people will shoot their shot. You just kindly tell them that's not what I'm here for. And if you have anything to say to me, even when I put questions up, I have to tell even women, why you sending me that in the DM when I put it on my wall? Just answer so everybody can talk about it. So I just don't think it's necessary.
Okay. Did we get everyone, Lady Dawn?
Now, if it's an ex, that's a different story. I need to tell the person that the ex slid in my DMs. But if it's just random dudes, no.
Why? Why would you have to tell? Because if it's an ex, that's something you need to handle.
Because that's inappropriate for my ex to even think that, if my ex knows that I'm with someone, you disrespectful. So I'm gonna tell mine.
But you would tell your ex that you're being disrespectful. You don't have to tell your current man.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't have to hide it. I'm not saying you have to hide it, but it just raises suspicion. Well, how many other times?
Suspicion for what? It raises suspicion if he found out that later on down the line, old boy been in your DMs and you never said nothing.
No, I handled it. No, I handled it. That's what you say.
No,
I handled it as I
think
expected.
that's a different situation because me and that person had something. But some stranger, please, it's strangers that's gonna keep doing that. But if it was an ex, for full disclosure, like John said, I would be transparent and say, my ex spun the block, and I don't know what his problem is or what he thought, but I did handle it. But I'm just letting you know because we're in something together, and I would want my man to tell me if his ex was sticking around.
Okay.
I can agree with that. For me,
I'm not doing it. I'm not telling you.
So if anybody's dating Mike, he's not going to tell you.
No, because I'm going to handle it on my own.
Handle it, yes. And I've actually had that situation where you handle it, but I'm still telling you because I don't want it to come back up later on down the line, and you hear it secondhand when I should have told you up front of the situation. If there's a situation or someone that makes me feel uncomfortable, yes, I'm going to block you. I'm going to do all the things, but I'm also going to just make you aware. And I'd rather deal with the backlash of how you handle. And at least at the end of the day, you can't say that I didn't tell you. I'm not saying it to create an argument. I'm saying it for information because I don't want to come off as, being deceptive. So, everybody, and it depends on who you're with. It depends on, that. But for me, it's I'm telling, and I'm blocking you, and I'm handling it, all the things. And I shut him down, and I blocked him, but I'm telling you, so we not having no problems. If it gets worse than that, I've actually given the phone to an ex who did not get the message that the current person I was talking to. Like I told you, but okay. Because I don't feel like you should have to. I don't want to micromanage my contact list. I don't want respectfully,
Sidebar.
That's my take. But back to you, Dr. E.
Is Don the stock boy at BJ's, or is he just stopping for water?
He said we was going on a road trip to BJ's for water with him.
Listen, I told you y'all coming with
Dr. E is in your
But I'm still on the call. And you know what? Look, wait a minute. There's nobody.
It's a Monday Beyond the Mic.
Okay. So these are gonna be some rapid fire questions, and so we're just gonna go around really quickly, and you're just gonna give an answer. So
ain't nobody in here.
Okay, John. So here are the questions. What is the biggest lie people tell on social media?
Let me hit you back.
I'm single.
I'm single. That's okay.
I don't know. That's a hard one.
Okay. Anyone can answer. So I'm single was one.
I said, let me hit you back.
Okay. Oh, let me hit you back. That's a lie.
Yeah.
If they call on social media?
I'll call you back. Yeah. Or let me hit you back.
On social media?
I thought he was hanging up and telling us he was going to call us. Okay. Now I understand. Thank you, John. Okay, they're talking in the chat.
I would say they live by themselves.
They live by themselves. Okay.
Is this social media or is this a dating site?
No, this is social media. People, well,
But
I know.
you answering like, I hit you back. Why you need to hit me back?
That's his,
But that's
that's
the
his
biggest
answer,
lie.
Mike.
You can't
That's
tell
his
somebody
answer.
what the lie is.
Why do I have to specify if I live alone or not? That sounds like they're trying to date you rather than correspond with you socially.
Okay,
But
all
that's
right,
her
Mike. So what's the biggest lie, Mike?
That's the biggest lie.
What's that?
Oh Lord.
What's your biggest lie that you've heard?
I don't think I've really heard any lie. I don't communicate on social media like that.
Okay, all right. Anyone else? Okay, they're talking in the chat. So let's get some of the chat comments of what's the biggest lie. Reginald said, "That's my cousin." So yeah, I saw you hugged up in the picture with her. Who's that? That's my cousin. Okay. on my father's side. All right. Tiffany, she said the biggest lie, they love their life. Okay, right.
Okay.
The juggling mommy, they not hurt. Okay. And Paris says the biggest lie, people acting like they have no problems. Okay. All right.
Right.
Okay, here's another question. Who is seeking more attention on social media, men or women?
Women.
Women.
I gotta say nowadays, though. I gotta say nowadays.
Women.
No, I gotta say
yesterday,
it's
today, nowadays, yes. Next week, next year, women.
No, listen.
Women every day.
Wait, okay, let Trey go.
There's some thirsty ass men on social media. I say this to myself on a daily basis. The men are getting worse than the women with the attention seeking.
I believe that.
The men are getting a lot worse than with the gossiping. I ain't never seen no bunch of kiss and tell niggas. I'm sorry. Oops. I ain't never seen no bunch of kiss and tell ninjas than I see now. Like, I'm like, yo,
those ain't men.
Men used to be so discreet. I see more men dressed up on social media.
They're not men.
It's getting to be an equal playing field now, Dr. Elaine. Like before.
No,
like,
it's not. It's nowhere near equal.
Yes, it is. I'm seeing men.
They're not men. You can't categorize them as men unless they're acting like men.
Hold on. I'm even seeing the podcast thirsty as women. The men is getting just as thirsty as the women. Like, seriously, I ain't never seen nothing like this before in my life.
So Tiffany said both. She says everybody's annoying. Reginald said women. Joanne said both. And I like something, if we could read her comment. Paris says women. And Joanne said the booming income as entrepreneurs, which is possibly usually a lie. Pictures with luxury cars that are rentals. Okay. All righty then. Lee says both. Okay, all right. Last question, and we're gonna wrap up. What is one app you think grown folks should delete? Doesn't matter if it's social media, even if it's a dating site. What is one app you think grown folks should delete?
TikTok.
Okay.
No, we can't do that.
You can.
Don't do that.
Well, I've never had TikTok, so don't know. Can't miss what you haven't had.
That's true.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
Like TikTok is another. If you are a business person and you do, if you're a content creator and you have a specific niche that you do, TikTok is very effective for your followers. So that's why I would say now adults on TikTok that's trying to dance like their kids, they should probably delete TikTok. But other adults who are like entrepreneurs and using it in a way to further their business and stuff, yes. But the women on here, the thirsty people, the thirsty grown women probably should delete TikTok.
Okay. All right. So there's some comments. I know it's 8:00, but we're gonna wrap up in a few. We had Snapchat, so there was a lot of Snapchats in here. I never had Snapchat. Hey, my sister, and Okay, John, we're gonna need you to mute while you do what you're doing. Thank you. Um,
I don't have the card.
Tiffany said Snapchat. We're gonna mute John.
Yeah,
Snapchat.
these days without a card. How you gonna purchase your water?
Oh my God.
Okay. Snapchat. Paris says Snapchat.
Black Planet.
Snapchat. Black Planet.
Does that
All
even
right.
exist anymore?
Right. Does that exist?
All
Yeah,
right.
I still haven't.
So as we wrap tonight, we will make sure, please, that you hit that like button, and we're going to ask that you hype us up at the end. This has really been a lot tonight in a good way. So tonight we've laughed, we debated, we confessed, and maybe even exposed a few habits that we didn't realize that was causing chaos. Social media and cell phones might be small devices, but they carry big energy like temptation, validation, distractions, and connections, all wrapped into one. At the end of the day, it's not the app or the DMs that make or break relationships. It's the choices we make while holding that phone. And if there's one thing we've learned, is that grown folks aren't immune to strolling for trouble. So we can scroll for trouble. We're not immune. It's not, I'm too old for this. We can fall into that trap. And sometimes we just scroll with better data plans. So thank you to our panel for keeping it honest, keeping it real. We thank our listeners for listening on today. We thank you for tuning in to Mondays Beyond the Mic. And until next time, stay connected, stay intentional, and try not to let your phone or social media get into anything that your heart can't handle. And with that, we say good night, and we ask that you leave a comment about your thoughts on the show, even as you're leaving us on tonight. So, and remember to hype us up. Hit that like button. Thank you to this marvelous, wonderful panel. And we say good night, and John and BJ's.
Night.
Ah!
Peace, 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 peace.